Technology, and the access to predictive analytics, has helped healthcare go further and solve problems faster. But can technology think? Watson can. IBM Watson is a technology unlike any other before. Combine that with the power of CureSpan, and the way healthcare organizations manage transitions of care is about to change forever. Watson learns from the data produced by the millions of discharges processed across CureSpan's network, and provides clinicians up-to-the-minute intelligence that impacts the way they do their jobs. Through every interaction with Watson, our solution learns what is working and what isn't. It learns about your patients. It learns about your community. How do we use Watson to make our data and workflow tools truly dynamic and intuitive? Just watch.
We get asked a lot, why CureSpan? What differentiates us from other healthcare vendors? The answer is our data. CureSpan is uniquely positioned to have insights into patient data, clinicals, ADT, transition history. We process millions of care transitions a year. This transactional workflow data gives us the ability to have Watson model incredibly complex and accurate estimates of workflow best practices. Finally, provider data, bed availability, provider service data, and payer affiliation. At the convergence of these three pools is the central intelligence data set, which we forward onto Watson and receive back a highly customized length of stay projection, which we can then use to build a guided workflow which will be optimized for throughput and the patient experience.
So how does this work? By being constantly fed with real-time data from the CureSpan Central Intelligence Dataset, Watson will deliver our application a suggested discharge action plan and timeline based on the data associated with a specific patient. Where CureSpan excels is with our proven workflow tools. Our solution takes the output from Watson and lays out an action plan that discharge planners can follow to transition the patient in the optimum length of time suggested by Watson. Discharge planners can click on the Watson tab at any time. A series of alerts and progress indicators make it easy to stay on task and complete all the necessary steps in the suggested time frame. From a management perspective, if milestones are being missed, directors can be notified. Reports are available on variances between suggested and actual timelines, and there is even an option to make Watson's workflow interjections more or less aggressive.
As the Director of Case Management, it's hard to find decision support tools that impact patient care at the bedside. Prior to Watson, we were being reactive instead of proactive. All of the reports we get were after the fact. With Watson, we get a guided workflow which alerts staff at critical points in transition planning. This also helps with workflow-driven regulatory requirements, as it helps to identify the patients who need discharge planning and helps staff to prioritize which patients need seen first. As we work with Watson, it builds a robust history of referrals from our entire population, while learning and leveraging that information in the database. The ability to have access to technology that can learn as we transition our patients is a game changer.
IBM has made it possible for forward-thinking organizations like CureSpan to utilize the Watson technology to enhance their service offerings. Embedding Watson does not require building a unique cognitive system in Discharge Central, nor is it necessary to create the deep natural language constructs and reasoning algorithms that form Watson's core. Instead, an established Watson platform will be available to CureSpan with the essential capabilities built in. The root of the integration would be to leverage existing CureSpan network and software engineering technologies. This platform will be easily accessible as an embedded offering through a set of tools and application programming interfaces via a hosted cloud to allow CureSpan customized applications to be built on it. Once CureSpan has obtained access to the Watson Developer Cloud, the capabilities of the Watson platform can be embedded in Discharge Central using tools and an application programming interface in one of two ways. We can build a customizable user interface. A prepackaged IBM-hosted user experience could be integrated within Discharge Central via an HTML inline frame, or iframe. An iframe can place another HTML document in a frame. This frame can be customized to look and feel like our Discharge Central application.
So you might be wondering what a business relationship between Watson, IBM, and Curaspan would look like. IBM is focused on fostering relationships with healthcare companies. They work with a revenue sharing model where we would give them 40% of any contracted revenue with no upfront investments. From an analyst perspective, it's very low risk, high reward.
As the CFO of a major healthcare organization, I have companies come in weekly pitching length of stay savings. It's refreshing to see an application that actually has some teeth behind its claims.
In terms of using a Watson-based strategy to grow the business, we see this as a tremendous opportunity to sell to both current and prospective customers. We've always known our solution adds huge value by creating workflow efficiencies, but now we can prove this value in real time and continue to drive them down via active business intelligence. This is just the beginning. We see this as driving additional revenue streams for Referral Central in the post-acute space and working with payers through ReviewSyn.
Steve, is it secure?